Right, here we go. Thursday morning, Cornishman Day. Nice out there, really. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. So, be nice when the roadworks are all done down the bottom of Pampole Avenue there, but it's all there for safety. That's the most important. Got to think about the going round that corner and the children and going to school and then etc. So that's all a good. That's all a good thing. And say it's Cornishman Day today, and I hope everybody's staying safe and well. That's the most important. Now, birthdays. Oh, I've got to say is next Friday, that's the 7th of November, is Hail O Cornwall. We've got James Kitto, a fantastic speaker there. He's coming. So if you want to come in, please feel we're down the day centre. We start 7:30. Just come if you want to, just for one night. It don't matter. But if you like what you see, you can come and join us. We're quite a good bunch, I think, we've down there. Now, the following Friday, which is the 14th of November, not the 4th. In the pump it says the 4th, but it's the 14th of November. I'm down to the day centre again, and I'm raising money, hopefully, for the St Alwyn's Church, and I'm doing important people in West Cornwall. Some of you might be on it, I don't know, but I just you say welcome. Then again, that'll be a 7:30 start. We'll have a bit of a break halfway. I've got raffles, etc., etc. So see what we can raise for St Alwyn's Church, and I got to give the money to the vicar this week for the seat. I've got to make contact with her. I've raised 200 quid now, so that'll be that'll be just right. Now I want to say thank you to all the people that are volunteering down Asda each day for because Josephine Powell do a cracking job organising all. It is a lot of work about for the poppy appeal, and I just want to say thank you to all those that are sparing the time because we mustn't forget. We mustn't forget. Anyhow, this one's called Off the Record. Industrious, thrifty, and wanting a job, yet lacking the means to earn even a bob. A wife and 3 children, a roof and a bed, but the cupboard was empty, yes, even of bread. And that, in a nutshell, was Benjamin's plight as he crept into a field on a cold winter's night. The farmer was taking his usual walk. Just prior to retiring, he tended his stock. He was crossing the yard to his fireside again when he paused to consider the weather, and then he seemed to detect a slight scurrying around from that part of the field where the turnips were found. So scanning the patch, he discerned, sure as fate, the form of a man. He was climbing the gate. It was useless to chasten and futile to shout, so he conquered the impulse and, turning about, went into his missus, and he told what he saw. They agreed that this was clearly a case for the law. Poor Ben tramped the country from Trenwith to Glue, just looking and longing for something to do, then daily returned from his weary quest, all spent and embittered and sorely depressed. One night he said, "Seems to me, Martha, my maid, it's turnips or nothing again, I'm afraid." He little suspected when nearing the field that a figure was quietly standing concealed just across the gate, for he hadn't a clue that the law was alerted and following through on the farmer's report. So turnips in sack, he returned to his home with the law at his back. Mr. Bennett's, for that was the constable's name, having noted the house to which Benjamin came, hung around for a while, 20 minutes or more, then went into action and knocked on the door. It was Martha who answered at the summons, and then, "Mr. Bennett's is here. Better speak to him, Ben." "Come in, Mr. Bennett's, come in, take a chair. Put the children to bed, will 'ee, Martha, my dear?" They talked on together as only men can, who respect one another, and so, man to man, the story was told. Then, after a while, Mr. Bennett's remarked, with the trace of a smile, "When I followed 'ee home, Ben, and got to your door, I just hung around till felt pretty sure that you all had your suppers, and now I must go. But you'll see me again in an hour or so. The law is the law, though I pity your plight, and my only concern is to do what is right." So the copper departed, his heart strangely stirred by the scene he had witnessed, the story he had heard, of conflicting emotions and loyalty strained, but the law was the law, and his duty remained to his cloth and his calling. Yet did not St. Paul, among virtues, name charity greatest of all. Thus pondering deeply the problem on hand, he was soon among men who could well understand all the heartbreak of poverty, some even then, well, very little removed from the plight of poor men. But they acted in charity, honoured the creed, and would share of their last with a stranger in need. No name had been mentioned, nor any required to achieve the result Mr. Bennet's desired. So, with cash in his pocket and joy in his heart, he made for the grocer's and added his part. Conferred with the other how best he should spend this bountiful gift on behalf of a friend. There was bread in abundance with treacle and jam, fresh eggs and a generous helping of ham, a packet of tea and a get Uncle cheese, and some cheap in the drawer for the kids, if you please. Then the shopkeeper's wife, bless her heart, copped the lot with a nice saffron cake. What a beautiful thought! Poor Martha and Ben, such a horrible gloom seemed to hover about them in this little room. Just fancy, said Ben, all this bitter to do for the want of the price of a rooty or two. But then footsteps were heard on the cobbles outside. Be prepared for the worst, my dear, Martha replied. Far be it me to attempt to intrude on the intimate scene, on the joy that ensued, as the copper like Santa Claus, beaming and bright, dropped in with his blessing from out of the night. It's good to receive, but as true as I live, it's much better, he thought, if you're able to give. I'm glad to report that in charity's cause no record appeared in the book of the laws, for the farmer was ready and glad to concede to the claims of distress, through a person in need. Had been wiser, he thought, to have made a request than so burden his conscience and risk an arrest. There you are. Take care. Have a nice weekend.